Today is a very different episode, celebrating the women of the world and recognising the remarkable efforts they go to give their families a festive holiday at Christmas time. In Ireland, Nollaig means Christmas, and mBan or ban or mná means women or woman. To celebrate this day, I went for a walk in one of my favourite places, along the famous Ballydehob 12-arched bridge, which was the old railway in Victorian times. Stay tuned for a beautiful walk, a little bit of history and a bit of cooking. If you would like to see more, why not subscribe to be notified when more of these videos go out, or join our channel as a member to enable us to bring more of these videos to you. Let's get into it. Today I'm bringing on a little walk. It's a very special day today. It is January the 6th, and in Ireland that's known as Nollaig mBan. Nollaig mBan is, I guess, the end or the feast of the Epiphany, or I guess for a lot of people the end of the Christmas season. And it's a day that really didn't have a whole lot of meaning to me when I was growing up, as I grew up in a not really an Irish family, but it definitely has a big meaning here in West Cork. Look at that sun. Oh, it's just beautiful. Ballydehob 12 arches. So yes, Nollaig mBan is the day in which the women rest. I guess growing up it probably meant to me the day that you take down the Christmas decorations, and the day for a lot of people even today, it's a Monday. It's back to school, it's back to work, although we had a lot of snow over the last 2 days, so I think there are a lot of schools off today. It's the day that everybody gets going again. But today in rural Ireland, it's the day, little women's Christmas, and it's the women that take a rest. The men reverse the role, mind the children, do the dinner, and the women go and do what they want to do. And it's still widely happens here in West Cork. I see already signs for different get-togethers for women and different days out in the nights out tonight and this kind of thing. So it's lovely to see that it's still very much a day that's celebrated here. I thought I'd bring you on this walk. There is a reason why I'm here. And that's because my daughter is going to be coming off the bus in a little while, but I just thought I'd bring you for a little walk and explain what today is all about. So really in our house, I suppose, as you know, we sort of both do a lot of the cooking and that sort of thing. I'd be hoping that Rob will make a dinner today, but you never know. But so, you know, it's not like it's written in stone that I have to sit down and relax. But it's a nice way, because I think that over the years women have been very much, in Ireland anyway, very much look after the house, look after the children, look after everything going on. And so it's really nice to think that they get a day to themselves, to relax and to let their hair down. So what am I going to do today? Well, the day started quite late, got up late. Mainly got up late because my son didn't have school until 11:30 because of the snow. Although, as you can see, we don't have a lot of snow here. We are in the most southwesterly point of Ireland, the warmest part of Ireland, and we don't see a lot of snow. But I think a lot of the rest of the country has been affected by snow, and so his school decided, because it was a bit frosty this morning, although more so up country, just to have a late opening for school. So we got up late and we went for a walk, our usual walk, and I potted around and did a few bits, as you do. Nothing strenuous. And now I'm just taking a few minutes to myself, watching the wildlife in the village. On the evening of Nollaig a barn brack, or the last of the Christmas cake, or a king's cake, was made. Hidden in the king's cake was the figure of the baby Jesus, symbolising good luck and prosperity. And so whoever found the baby Jesus, being the king or queen of the evening. It is also believed that on the night of Nollaig that the animals had the power of human speech, but a terrible fate met those who tried to spy on them that evening. Men would say,
Nollaig na mBan gan va,
meaning women's Christmas, not good.
or no bueno.
Women would say, Nollaig na mBan, Nollaig go va, as in women's Christmas, very good. Old sayings go, in Ireland, God rested on the 7th day of Christmas, but the women of Ireland didn't get to rest until the 12th day. At midnight on Nollaig na mBan, well water turned into wine, rushes into silk, and sandstone into gold.
But if you were to look for any of these,
You'd be ill-fated.
fair enough.
What is your favourite Nollaig na mBan tradition? So this is the top of the old railway bridge in Ballydehob. The railway was here for many, many years, linked all the way up to Cork City. And now it's just a walkway where people come to walk. And it's really beautiful. are so many associations with Nollaig na mBan that I was actually amazed when I went to have a look and research about it. The traditions obviously of taking the decorations down today shouldn't be taken down before today because it's bad luck, even though I can imagine in the modern day world a lot of women today would have just taken them down and had them done before they went back to work or whatever. I can tell you for now, mine have been down since yesterday because that was the day that I wanted to get it done, on the Sunday before we went back to work. So little things like that are interesting. So the Feast of the Epiphany happened tonight, which as far as I'm aware is when the three kings visited Jesus. And I suppose there's a huge religious factor in this, and being such a religious country, maybe that's why we hold on to these traditions. But there are so many other little things that used to happen on the evening, on tonight that surprised me really. There was one such tradition whereby the lady of the house, or the mother, would wipe her eyes of her children with the skin of a herring to ensure that they stayed healthy for the year. Another story was that there was 12 reeds picked, and every member of the family had a reed, and if there was more, the neighbours came, and the reeds were all burnt at the same time, and the person's reed who burnt the longest was going to be living the longest, and the person whose reed burnt the shortest would be the first person to die in the house. So these stories are just mesmerising really, I suppose, but amazing to hear in this day and age. Would you look at that? Dinner cupped up by my husband.
For Nollaig na mBan and all the mBans out there.
Nollaig na mBan. Christmas? Little women's Christmas dinner, which happens to be roast chicken and vegetables.
There you go, Ash.
Nice. Thanks, honey.
You're welcome, honey.
Yesterday evening we had a lovely evening, and I sat by the fire and read a lovely book that a friend or a neighbour of mine here gave to me about bees, and it was just a lovely evening. Since that happened, everything went a bit crazy with the weather. We've had snow and sleet and all sorts of things. I'll put in a few clips of what we were up to this morning already. It's been quite an eventful morning. Change and take a photo.
Oh look, there's a guy there. He's just helping people.
Look at that. Right now I'm going to make some Scotch eggs, and so I'll pop you in. I'll just show you how I'm going to do that. Right, I have never made Scotch eggs ever. I never had a Scotch egg till we arrived down here in West Cork, and Liz, my lovely neighbour, gave me some Scotch eggs, and since that I've been hooked. They are fab. So I've got some minced pork here, which I'm going to use to wrap the eggs. And these are the eggs. They've just been boiled. I put them in cold water just to cool. I'm going to shake the shells off those now, and we'll get going. This is some bread that I had that I want to make breadcrumbs from. It's just a little bit frozen, so I'm going to see if I can just defreeze that a little, or frost that a small bit more so that we can use that. But we'll get the eggs peeled and get going. Now I'm going to roll the eggs into the flour like so before we put the pork on, and then I'm going to wrap them in the pork. All I've put into the pork this time, actually did have a go at this earlier on in the week or last week, and this is just literally minced pork. I put loads of spices in and it was okay, but it certainly wasn't needed. So all I've done now is just salt and pepper. So I'm hoping that will be okay. Actually, this mince is way more pliable than the one that I was using last time, for whatever reason. And I'm just going to wrap it around. One, two. So there's a close-up of my Scotch eggs just before the breadcrumbs go on. I'm just waiting for the breadcrumbs to defrost. So before I do that, I'm just going to roll them in the flour again and get them ready for the egg wash. Okay, got my egg wash ready, my breadcrumbs ready. These are very healthy breadcrumbs. This was like a kind of a seeded bread that I made over Christmas and then we didn't use, so I froze it. So I've just literally whipped it out and popped it in the food processor, and we're going to roll them in this. Now I'm not deep frying these, I'm oven cooking them, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. We've got rather a lot of breadcrumbs, and I think I'll keep some of this because it'll be handy again to have a bag in the freezer. So yeah, it's very seedy, healthy bread. But anyway, they're going to taste great. I have a tray to put them into because we're going to oven cook them. So literally just going to take each one, dip it in the egg wash, and what I didn't say actually was that I have only boiled these eggs for 3 minutes, so they should be runny on the inside. When you cut them open, they should be runny. So I'm going to leave them just like that and pop them on the tray. And they are going to make a great breakfast for us this morning. They're also pretty much carnivore, considering, except for the breadcrumbs, which I guess you could leave off. You could just cook them in the pork. But the breadcrumbs do make them. Now, I'm going to pop them into the oven. And we put them in for about 20 minutes or so until they're kind of golden. They won't go that golden because of the fact that I'm not deep frying them and I haven't got oil on them. But they will go sort of a nice, and you'll be able to see that the pork is cooked on the inside, which is the main thing. Right, I'll show you when they're coming out. Okay, and they are ready, we hope. Ah yes, they have gone kind of golden on the tops. So, let's see what the boss thinks of the Scotch eggs.
Looking very nice. Let's get in there.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh yeah. So I'd say not quite runny on the inside, but not bad.
Pretty
but definitely
good, Clare.
cooked.
Pretty good.
And that's just by putting them in the oven and cooking them that way rather than the deep frying.
Shallow frying could have been good as well, I suppose.
I suppose we could have shallow fried them. But they seem to work just as well in the oven. I suppose the meat bonds together and cooks together
on the way out.
properly. So that's
gonna burn my feckin' gob.
I think I better have a taste, hadn't I? I can't make them not have a taste.
You've done different seasoning here.
It's just salt and pepper.
Yeah, it's very peppery. Nice.
That is nice.
Nollaig score 9 out of 10.
Oh, what's the 1 point missing for?
Runniness.
Oh yes, runny egg. I think I might have to have one myself. So, that ends. Oh yeah, they are. It's real peppery taste, isn't it? It's lovely. That ends the video for this week. All about Nollaig na Mba. Let us know what your traditions are in your house and what goes on at this time of year in your house. If it's not just using the day to take down your decorations as quickly as possible, like it is here, but it's just lovely to hear. And as you know, I've already told you some of the traditions here that are still going, and some of the really old ones that I was able to find out. So it's an interesting time of year. I think also when I was reading about it just recently, it is a time of year that people are using now to help women with mental health and that kind of thing as well. So that's all a good thing, I guess. And it's all good to let people just get out and about and have a day to themselves, I guess, isn't it? Let the women have a day to themselves. The mammies.
Oh, God bless you. You need it, don't you? You worked so hard making the croissants and the Christmas dinner and everything over Christmas.
Yeah.
And when is Nollaig?
Nollaig na Fear. I'm not sure there is a Nollaig na Fear. We'll have to look that one up. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We've got a very exciting week coming next week. We're going hunting.
Oh yeah.
So we'll tell you more about that next week, and
Hit
see
the
you
subscribe
soon.
button and you'll get a notification first
Yes.
before everyone
It's
else.
some serious hunting. And Slán go fóill.
We're Míle Maithe.